G'day guys, Sam here. Yeah, again, as the title suggests, just a little bit on power really. That's what I want to talk about. My thoughts on it so far, the time I've spent with the car, and just my thoughts overall just on the power and how much that actually means to your daily drive and how much enjoyment you get out of it, and sort of compared to other cars and bits. So yeah, I'll get straight to it. But yeah, first of all, you join me on a lovely evening in the UK where it's freezing cold, it's raining, it's wet, and actually quite nice and comfortable in the Golf R. Actually, it's nice and quiet in here, always has been. Even when you've got it in full race mode, it's not really that loud. Then when you put your foot down, get a little bit of the sound imposer noise and stuff, which is quite nice. I've actually got a learner driver in front of me now, but yeah, around about the power, how much do you notice that? I mean, obviously four-wheel drive is the main key for this, to be able to put all your power down. I've actually got the gauges up now to show you, and how much you can actually use that. And I'll be honest, I've been exploiting the car a little bit more now, certainly in the last few weeks. Kind of pushing it as hard as I can, through the gears. It's quite short gearing, so you can sort of redline it in first, second, third, potentially fourth if you're going a bit too fast. But yeah, and the experience you get from that, it's a strange one, because the car is so quiet and refined, because it's based on a Golf. You don't really get this sensation of how fast you're going. I mean, it's extremely capable and you're flying along, but you never get that sensation. Again, I'll go back to my Fiesta. I could be sitting in sixth and I'd put my foot flat, and the noise it would make from the sound post was louder than this one. And even though you weren't going that fast because of the turbo lag of that car, and it's a fast car, but it's not a stupidly fast car, you felt like you were really chugging along, and it just put such a smile on certainly my face anyway, and it was so much fun. And I would always, you could always put your foot flat down on the accelerator on that. Certainly with this, when you've got 300 brake horsepower, you can't be putting your foot flat down all the time. You kind of have to be a bit more careful, which again is quite enjoying, because you're kind of learning the experience of the car. Well, you're more engaged, put it that way. So you're on the clutch with the manual box, but you're also maintaining the throttle. Overall, on the power side, yes, you notice you're a darn sight quicker than a lot of things, but I'll be honest, I've tried a few sprints to 60 in this, and maybe it's me on the clutch, but general, you're looking sort of around 6 seconds to 60 anyway, certainly from a standstill. I think in gear it's a noticeable difference. You could really just suddenly, it will push your head back to the headrest kind of speed, and that is enjoyable. But is it fun? Does it make it really, really fun? Do you have to have stupidly low numbers to 60 to have fun? Do you have to have a really expensive car to have fun? And no, definitely not. A character of a car, and the usability is all part of it. And I guess main point around the Golf R for me is I'd probably say it's 100% a fantastic car, as in just a normal car. It does everything well. It's quiet, it's plenty of space in it, it's refined, it's it's a very, very good car. as a car that pushes on, and again, other people have said this before, even with the power, probably gets about 90% there, but everyone wants that last little inch, don't they, of kind of excitement and fun. And certainly for me, the power of this car gives it more of that than, say, you could say, than a Golf GTI, for example, which is essentially this car just with more power and four-wheel drive. And it certainly pushes it up to a level which is quite incredible, really, for a Golf. But then I go back again and I think, well, you know what? Say like a Club Sport S, which actually, funny enough, is the same power but front-wheel drive. It's just raved about as such a fun car because it's lighter, and that makes it fun, and it's a little bit a little bit edgy. You know, you're never going to win any 0 to 60. Well, you're not going to be as fast getting off the line and bits like that. But you know, who really in the real world? Who really cares? Really, it's not really the end of the world if you can't. Say if you took 100 brake horsepower off this car, let's just say, and you still had the 4-wheel drive and you still had the added weight and stuff like that, and say your 0 to 60 time was a little bit slower as a result, would it actually change any level of the fun that you have in this car? I don't really know, because you'd still be redlining it, you'd still be trying to push it to its limits, and you know, you'd still have the same suspension, you'd still have that same kind of, you know, engagement with the gearbox, and the same kind of roads, particularly general roads. You can only go certain speeds. So I don't think you really would. And that kind of begs the question, you know, why would you go for this over like a Golf GTI? You know, why? You know, if you want a fun car that's capable, that's a great car. It's more than quick enough to put a smile on your face and everything. I think the one thing that would get me, which has got me in the past, is that the price difference, there's really not much in it. In fact, if anything, Golf GTI seem to be more, they hold their value better, because I guess more people like them, they're a little bit more economical, usable, etc, etc. I'm a big fan, again, I always talk about Porsche and stuff, and the Caymans are one of the best cars I've ever driven. You know, they're not stupid power outputs, they're usable power outputs. And you know, you can tweak them to make them a little bit good and a little bit better, a little bit more powerful, and they really will come and shine. But then you could do something to say like a TTRS and give it like 400 brake horsepower, and actually around a track or something like that, it's understeery, it's not actually that fun at all. In general, it's more of it's a capable machine. It just doesn't give you that engagement and a smile on your face, which I think is everything. I think it's absolutely everything to a car. It's got to give a smile to your face. And to be fair, any car that I drive is always going to make me smile and laugh, to be honest, because I just generally enjoy driving. And yes, you can find that some cars which are extremely good and money no objects. You know, there's all sorts of amazing cars you could have. I mean, you look at the likes of the Bugatti Chiron, which came out with like 1,500 brake horsepower. It's like the design of the whole car, everything is unbelievable, and it breaks all boundaries. But to be honest, even if you had a large amount of money, I don't think I'd be having too much fun driving around in that car, because I'd be bricking it that if I ended up crashing it or anything like that, or any damage or anyone stealing it or something, would just make it so uncomfortable. So price is a big importance to anything, whether you're going at a ridiculously top end or the lower end. And I think the lower end is where the sweet spot is. I really do. You know, this car for me isn't particularly cheap. You know, I think it's quite an expensive car personally. I guess compared to other more expensive cars, it's probably good value. But I'll always say, and I'll go back, the essence of a hot hatch is never to have stupid amounts of power. It's to have, you know, quicker than most things, put it that way, a nice, quick, nippy car, and to put an absolute smile on your face. And that's what the real good ones do, really do. But it's just my thoughts on the power of this Golf R. Absolutely fantastic, pulls like a train. Is it as quick as the figures suggest? Probably not in a manual gearbox. To absolutely nail it, to get to 16.5.1, I don't know. I'm not so sure I can bring it out of it. Maybe that's just me, I need to get used to the gearbox a bit better. But I have done a few, not races, I won't say that, on YouTube, but you know, I've been at the lights with a friend in his 135i, and I couldn't even keep him honest in this car, you know. And again, maybe that's me, the power of that is something outrageous. And he said to me before, you know, he's got an auto gearbox, it's rear wheel drive, which is, again, keeps you on your toes, but it's just not, you're not engaged in the car. You're more engaged, yeah, you can relax a bit on commuting, but when you want to have fun, you're never as engaged as much. Whether you have infinite amount of power or not, you've just got to have the right amount of power, I think I'm beginning to understand that, and I'm, you know, from having this car, you know, I'm cruising at 56 miles an hour using 27 kilowatts of power, which is absolutely nothing. But it's a nice cruise, it's nice and quiet in here. 95% of the time you're not using this car to its potential. I'm flat out in 6th now, 100 kilowatts. So that's about 150 odd brake horsepower, so half of its capabilities, and I'm straight up to 70 miles an hour. So, and then when you're at 70, that's what I'm cruising at. So I think, again, it's more just to say, which I think people have probably said before, don't think of a, you know, power outputs as everything, and as great as it is, don't make that decision to the reason why you get a car, because it really doesn't mean anything. You can have just as much fun in a car with 150 brake horsepower, if not more, than a car with 300-400 brake horsepower. And that's what it's all about, to have some fun, you know, sensible fun on the roads, I should say, around a B road. Yeah, that's me. I'll stop talking because I've gone on for a fair amount. Hopefully this video has kind of been useful, just a bit around my thoughts on power. I've kind of been thinking about it during the week, and I just wanted to share my thoughts really so far. Yeah, again, I appreciate the subscribers, comments, the likes. It's really great to see. Will be more content on this Golf R. You know, I don't know. I certainly don't hope you think this is like any kind of a rant on the fact that it's like I'm complaining about anything. It's just a case, you know, I absolutely love this car. It's more of a case of, you know, don't think 300 brake horsepower immediately means fun and immediately means better and more capable. It doesn't always mean that way. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. But yeah, if you have any comments just around the power, if you've got a Golf R and how you find it with the manual gearbox, maybe it's just me not knowing how to use the gearbox properly. But yeah, I'll be really interested in your thoughts. But you know, thanks very much for watching. I really hope this video isn't just like a rant or a waste of your time. It's just my thoughts